Is a foldable phone finally going to feel as slim and light as the phones we're used to? That's the question on many people's minds as leaks around the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 continue to build excitement. Based on what's being said by trusted sources, Samsung might be ready to surprise everyone with a foldable phone that could end up thinner than most regular smartphones. For years, one of the biggest complaints about foldable phones was how thick and bulky they felt, especially when folded. But this time, Samsung seems to be doing something different. According to a well-known tipster named Ice Universe, the Galaxy Z Fold 7 could measure just 3.9 millimeters when open and 8.9 millimeters when closed. If this turns out to be true, it would make it the slimmest foldable phone ever made, and slimmer than many regular phones too. Making a foldable phone this thin might sound risky, especially when it comes to battery life. But Samsung appears to have figured that part out too. The Fold 7 is expected to have a 4,400 mAh battery, which is actually quite solid for such a compact design. Reports say Samsung will be using new battery and charging tech to fit everything into this slim device without making big sacrifices. This focus on thinner designs isn't just about the Fold series. The Galaxy Z Flip 7 is also expected to follow the same path. A certification listing revealed that it might come with a 4,300 mAh battery, which is a big upgrade compared to previous Flip models. It shows that Samsung wants to create foldables that don't just look better, but also last longer on a single charge. It's not only the foldables that are getting slimmer. There are also rumors about the Galaxy S26 coming with a thin design as part of this same strategy. Rather than packing in massive batteries, Samsung seems to be aiming for phones that feel light, look elegant, and still offer solid performance. When it comes to what's powering these phones, the Fold 7 will likely be using the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. This is expected to be one of the fastest and most efficient chips out there. On the other hand, the Flip 7 might feature the Exynos 2500 processor in some regions, which could help Samsung manage pricing better without a major drop in performance. Both the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Galaxy Z Flip 7 are rumored to launch in July 2025. They're expected to come with Android 16 and Samsung's new One UI 8.0 software right out of the box, giving users the latest features and design upgrades from day one, and Samsung isn't stopping there. Another leak suggests that the company is also working on a super thin regular smartphone called the Galaxy S25 Edge. If true, this device will be just 5.8 millimeters thick, making it one of the slimmest non-foldable smartphones we've seen so far. The Galaxy S25 Edge is expected to come with a 6.7-inch display, a 200-megapixel and 12-megapixel dual camera setup on the back, a 12-megapixel front camera, the Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and either 256 or 512 gigabytes of storage. The battery might be slightly smaller at 3,900 mAh, but again, Samsung's updated battery technology could help stretch out its life. This year, Samsung's big move seems clear. Focus on thinner, sleeker devices that still deliver good performance and battery life. And with more people wanting lighter and more pocket-friendly phones, this could be a smart way to stand out from the rest of the competition. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to keep up with the latest updates on upcoming phones, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.
The upcoming Pixel 10 series has been generating a lot of excitement, but a new leak suggests the performance might not meet expectations. Google's Tensor G5 processor, which was expected to bring a significant boost, might not be much different from its predecessor, the Tensor G4. This is surprising, considering Google is designing the chip completely in-house for the first time. Many hoped this would allow the company to compete with Apple's A-series chips and Qualcomm's Snapdragon processors. However, new reports indicate that the improvements may not be as impressive as anticipated. For years, Google's Tensor chips have been produced by Samsung Foundry, incorporating elements from Samsung's Exynos processors. While Google has made customizations, Tensor chips have struggled to match the performance and efficiency of flagship competitors. That's why the decision to develop the Tensor G5 from the ground up was seen as a major step forward. Moving away from Samsung's technology and manufacturing processes, Google aimed to create a chip optimized for its Pixel devices, focusing on AI performance and power efficiency. A key change with the Tensor G5 is its production shift to TSMC, the world's most advanced contract chip manufacturer. Unlike the Tensor G4, which was built on Samsung's 4nm process, the G5 will be produced using TSMC's third-generation 3nm process, N3P. This transition should, in theory, result in a more powerful and energy-efficient chip. On paper, it seems like a great move. TSMC has a strong reputation for making high-performance, power-efficient chips, which is why companies like Apple and Qualcomm also rely on them. With these upgrades, many expected the Tensor G5 to offer a significant leap in performance. Google appeared to be taking all the right steps, switching manufacturers for better chip quality, upgrading to a more advanced fabrication process, and designing the processor independently rather than relying on Samsung's Exynos architecture. But according to a leak from Chun, the 8888, the Tensor G5 may end up performing at a level similar to the Tensor G4, with the only real difference being the shift in manufacturing from Samsung to TSMC. If this information is accurate, it would be disappointing for those who were expecting a substantial improvement in speed, efficiency, and AI capabilities. Another potential concern is the reported use of Universal Flash Storage, UFS 3.1, while other flagship smartphones are moving toward UFS 4.1. The older storage standard could result in slower read and write speeds, which might lead to longer app and game loading times compared to other high-end devices. This could put the Pixel 10 at a disadvantage, especially when competing against premium smartphones offering the latest technology. On top of that, leaked images of the Pixel 10 Pro XL suggest that its design will closely resemble the Pixel 9 Pro XL with no major aesthetic changes. If the leaks about both the processor and design turn out to be accurate, some users may decide to skip upgrading this year and wait for the next generation instead. Many Pixel fans were hoping for a significant step forward, but without noticeable performance gains or a fresh design, it might be harder to justify an upgrade. Of course, benchmarks and leaks don't always tell the full story. Google might have software optimizations planned that could enhance AI performance and efficiency. Real-world usage could paint a different picture, and Google may still have some surprises in store. However, if these leaks turn out to be true, the Pixel 10 might not deliver the leap forward that many had anticipated. Would you still consider upgrading to the Pixel 10 if the Tensor G5 doesn't show a significant boost in power? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this update helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more updates on the latest tech news. Apple had a bold vision for the iPhone 17 Air, creating the first fully portless smartphone. However, those plans didn't go as expected. The company ultimately decided to abandon this approach, largely due to regulatory concerns, particularly in the European Union. This device, which was intended to replace the iPhone Plus, was originally meant to rely entirely on wireless charging and data transfer, eliminating the need for any physical ports. But after careful consideration, Apple chose to take a step back, mainly to avoid potential legal complications. The idea of a smartphone without ports has been a topic of discussion for years. Some users still miss the headphone jack, while others feel that if a company is going to remove ports, it should fully commit rather than forcing users to rely on additional accessories like adapters. According to Apple analyst Mark Gurman, the iPhone 17 Air was supposed to be a major move toward a future without ports. However, Apple changed course likely because of the